It's Michelle with John, and we have back with us Teresa, who is here on, I guess we're going to go midway through this project on Madison's north side, which I'm super excited for you guys to see.
Yeah, I haven't been in it since we started, and looking forward to getting inside and seeing it.
We can't wait.
I know. So you remember what we were planning to do. So it was a full gut job, right? So we had to basically rebuild this house. Like you'll see, even every little thing the contractor's been talking about, from the moldings have to be shimmed and redone. I mean, everything is wonky in this house. So we had to make it unwonky. So that's where we are right now. So let's go take a look.
Sounds good.
Sounds good.
Okay, so first impressions, what do you guys think?
It's a totally different house. I mean,
Big thing is the smell.
which is a good thing.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
you can actually smell and breathe in here.
Yeah.
Yeah, right? And remember how everything was just so crookedy and brown and icky, and you're standing on what was the breakfast bar, you know, all of that's just, it's just wiped clean.
The texture looks great. I mean,
Yeah.
we definitely did a good job there. It looks like there's some.
It's all new drywall. The whole house had to be drywalled, which is crazy, right? New windows in most of the house. Everything had to be torn out. So what do you think about the color so far? It feels a lot brighter in here, right?
Yeah, it looks bigger.
Yeah.
Actually.
That
it
was
was
the
so
point.
dark and like dingy and closed in.
Yeah.
And my favorite are the floors.
Aren't they
So
pretty?
They're very, very pretty.
Yeah, that light floor really gives more space.
We don't normally do a light
Yeah,
floor,
no.
right? But in this house, because it's a cottage feel, it's very small, it's like right under 800 square feet, then you're gonna need something for that trick of the eye, right?
Sure.
So that's, I think it's gonna run all through, so it'll look good. So, okay, you wanna see the bedrooms first or the kitchen first?
The kitchen.
Let's go to the kitchen. All right, perfect. All right, so the kitchen to me is probably the biggest impact of the whole house. I mean, come on, look at this.
Yeah.
Yeah, it really came together. It's interesting, you only have so much space for cabinets in here.
Yeah.
And I think we did a great job utilizing the right cabinets in the right spot to make it feel like it's as big as it can feel.
Exactly, and that was very meticulous with the contractor, trying to really measure out and expand to see what size we could fit in. We had to put a new window in, by the way. That's a new window, which we weren't planning to do, but we had no choice. It was broken, it was old, you can't replace the old like that, so we put a nice new window in, but you can see we had to modify the side of it, but that allowed us to run a longer cabinet on that side, which filled that what was going to be empty space. So, and then we had a gas stove here. We cut the gas line out. We've made it electric. It's too small of a house for a gas stove like that. And then this, do you remember what this was?
A huge fridge.
It was a hole. Remember, you could see down the stairs?
Oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah, so we built that wall in, and by building that wall in, it makes it feel like a proper space,
Yes,
right?
yeah.
Plus it also
Close
gave
up.
us the right, place for a refrigerator.
And then I believe we're ordering a countertop depth fridge for this space, correct? Or-
Yes.
So that fridge will not stick out like a normal fridge. It'll be more flush. The doors will just be a little bit further out than what the cabinet is. So
Nice.
Yeah.
So
It
then
just-
it'll just flow.
Yeah, makes
way better.
maximize
Yeah.
the floor space, exactly. So I guess overall impressions, we're doing the white with the brushed silver, the light floor, and you can tell the wall is a little tiny bit of blue. So we tried to go with like a beachy cottage theme here.
Sure.
And so I think it just sort of pulled all together in this kitchen, yeah.
It's very cute.
Yeah.
All the cool tones, and I love that.
Yeah, super cute.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's go take a look at this back, I guess a porch at one point, right? Go take a look at that. So this was a porch, right? And they had built it in already, and then you were trying to decide, what do we want to do with this, right? Flex space or bedroom?
yeah, and I think it kind of still is flex space or bedroom. It can be a
Yeah.
bedroom. We put this big window in here that's, gives us a ton of natural light. I love the stone in here from the exterior of the home.
Yeah.
It really gives some character to the room. Overall, the space feels fantastic.
Yeah.
And I was wondering how much a big window like this costs to replace.
Yeah, so this is about a $1,000 window.
Okay.
So each one of those individual windows is about $300, and then the installation is probably about $500 by the time you're done with it. So
Yeah.
a little over $1,000, about
Okay.
$1,400.
It's a big expense, but look at
Yeah.
the difference. That old
Yeah.
wooden window, that original, it was defunct, basically, right?
Yes.
So it adds a lot of value too, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay. All right, so should we head to the next room?
Yes, let's do it.
So bedrooms are sorted easy for the most part, right? You can redo the floor, you can paint, you can put in your fixture, maybe a new closet door, new, room door. That's generally it, right? But wow, because again, this house is so wonky, he had to build out all the framing around the windows. The closets had to be rebuilt, basically built. And he's got hundreds of shims that are around, but it's gonna be a beautiful, solid, really cute house when it's done.
Yeah, and there was kind of a mock tray ceiling in that first bedroom here.
Got rid of that.
Got rid of that and really just kind of brought it back to drywall again and gave it a nice texture and makes it feel fresh and clean and new again.
Yeah, it's gonna be really cute.
And what are you doing with the floors again in the bedrooms?
We're gonna do carpet.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we run this
Decorating
engineered
carpet.
wood out here, and then we're gonna do carpet in the 3 bedrooms, and then we're gonna do, what we love is the rolled vinyl, a good high quality rolled vinyl going out to the mudroom, which we should go look at now, because that's gonna be really cute.
We'll do that at the bathrooms as well, correct?
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so coming out of the kitchen, a couple of steps down, you come into the mudroom, which comes right off the back of the carport, and it was a mess too, right?
Yeah, it was just a bunch of random things in there, and now it'll be a nice, storage for people as they come out of the garage or carport.
Yeah.
A mudroom in Madison is actually rare. I don't even know how many houses I've seen with that.
They're a great value. People
Yeah.
love mudrooms,
Yeah.
for sure.
Definitely.
And again, this was added on at some point, so it's a nice little addition to this home. And like you said, these smaller homes don't typically come with that, so it's something that you're going to have. That's a nice, unique added value for a home of this size and age.
Yeah, and like we said, we're going to run that rolled vinyl, which will give a nice pop of fun color and pattern. We're going to do some built-in type shelving, just for people to store clothes and shoes and things. So it'll be a really functional space.
Yeah, let's go check out the main bathroom.
So everybody loves kitchens and bathrooms. So do you remember what we were going to do in here?
Yeah, I didn't. We were debating on whether or not to replace the tub, right? And then you ended up replacing it.
We really just had to.
Yeah.
It was just too old, and just when you're redoing a whole house like this, the last thing you really want to skimp on is where people are going to take a bath.
Totally.
Sorry. And then we did the vinyl surround, and we're going to paint it the regular, like that babyish pale blue. But I think the fun part of this bathroom is going to be the closet, because it's not big enough to fit a door. So what I decided to do was to paint it a contrasting, coordinating blue. And then we're gonna put really nice white shelves in there to make it functional, but it's gonna be a bit of a decorative aspect as well.
And could use it as like a linen closet.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
You could put linens.
Towels and yeah.
Absolutely, it's definitely usable. And then of course we're gonna do a cute little pedestal sink because there's no space for a vanity. A nice mirror, a nice vanity, and just trick it out to make it look as cute as possible for the tiny little space that it is. But it's the only bathroom, right?
Right.
It's gotta be perfect.
I love it.
Okay, so we are in the basement, which I just said it's the only bathroom upstairs, but that's not true. I forgot about this insanity downstairs, but we are putting a beautiful
That is the
bathroom.
only bathroom.
It is literally.
Technically.
That's
yeah.
right, at the moment. But there's gonna be a really nice bathroom down here, but at the moment,
It's scary.
it's really
It's
scary.
very scary. I'm scared.
Piles of concrete have come out of this bathroom. What we've discovered when we started getting into this is that all the drain lines were rusted out, and we're going to need to found out even more concrete than we have here, and we're going to have to replace all those drain lines. So it's quite a project, and we'll have to see how far we can actually take it. I do believe we'll end up with a second bathroom here.
Okay.
We had to bring in the inspector to see exactly what was going to be required of us and if this is something that we can actually do within our budget.
That's the goal. It's the goal to make it a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, and
So
we are really
stay tuned to this particular aspect.
Exactly. All right, so let's head back up. So Teresa's better half, other half, whatever we want to say, Kyle is out with us because you're going to be in charge of the outside, right? That's what you've been working on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So and Kyle's had quite an experience working with the outside,
It's been an adventure, yeah.
What happened?
There was, I think we saw in the first video, some ivy growing up the side. Didn't really think thought it was pretty innocuous. Started ripping it down, wearing gloves, but not really any other protection. And yeah, found out a few days later that it was poison ivy. And so I had spent basically 2 days kind of rolling around in poison ivy.
You sent us a picture, and that we didn't know what to think. We didn't know what to think.
Yeah.
I was like, this is not good.
Even
No.
the urgent care doctor was like, can I show my resident? Because this is the worst I've ever seen.
That's the last thing you want an
It is
ER doc
not
to say is,
something
can
you
I
wanna
bring in
hear,
the
for sure.
student?
Yeah.
So, okay, so let's talk a little bit about what your plan is for out here.
Yeah. So we've been waiting for that poison ivy to die back a little bit before ripping anything out in the front here. So that's kind of why it doesn't maybe look like a whole lot of progress has been done, but the plan is to, yeah, pull everything out, get kind of the mix of rubber and red,
Hodgepodge mulch?
yeah, whatever they got for mulch in there, out of there, pull out some of the stones and just clearing it out so that they can get it painted. And then kind of, I think looking at the colors that we chose, I think the red brick might look nicely with the white and kind of blue color. So we might just kind of add that onto the other side since there weren't any bricks there in terms of landscaping, and throw a few plants in. And yeah, just kind of make it look nice, go with the whole space, hopefully.
And add some mulch and some color.
Exactly.
And you've
Yep.
got the side of the driveway to do, which leads me to is what is quickly becoming one of my favorite aspects of this entire project. If you remember the, we'll call it makeshift, right, type of structure before.
Yeah, I mean, it was an old carport.
It was
and
very old.
At one point, it was probably nice, but it had just gotten so aged that it was in need of some serious repair.
And now look what we've done.
Yeah.
But completely restructured it into like a mid-century type feel, and it's going to be all white and bright.
Yeah.
So it'll look really nice because the house is going to be a deeper blue with all white trim. And you've got this really fresh, brand new white carport on the side. I think is going to expand like the size of the house.
Yeah, absolutely. Should we take a look at the backyard?
Yeah, let's go to the backyard. I'm a little afraid to walk anywhere in this yard,
Well,
actually.
It should be safe.
Okay, let's go.
All right, so here we are in the back of the house. I mean, what a transition already. Just not completely overgrown all over the place.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it really has been tidied up. I think we have a little bit more to do, but it sounds like there's a couple of things that we have to figure out yet.
Yeah, I just had a question. You know, I know the painters are coming in to do the exterior of the house, so just kind of looking at it's a beautiful bush and flowering plant here, but just wanted to see what we needed to do, I guess, to make sure that the painters could get access to the back and really do get the full thing.
Yeah, I
completed.
think you've got enough space already to get to this side for sure. And if this other side we walk around here, and as long as there's no poison,
Yeah,
it looks to me that yeah, you've got enough space on all sides here. Maybe you would come back and just trim it a little bit more.
Okay.
But overall, I think you've got it far enough off the house. And that's just one thing to notate about, you know, having plants next to your house. Obviously, they can create, you know, troubles with whether it's your eaves or even in your gutters. And we had vines and ivy growing on the house.
Yeah.
And certainly that can do some damage long term, and certainly can stain it, can pull bricks off, can do all kinds of things. So you want to keep that off your house as well.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
But overall, looking great back here. It's going to be a big difference for the new owner to be able to see actually have a yard that's trimmed up but yet secluded. You still feel when you're back here. I mean, incredible shade back here.
Yeah.
And yet it's open and feeling nice and secluded as well.
So that's the midway point, guys. What do you think? I think he likes
I think
it.
Abby loves
Yeah,
it.
he got his stamp of approval.
He gives us a thumbs up for sure.
He does a good job.
Yeah, so what questions do you have as we wrap up this? Because we're going to be done in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, I think just like, you know, timeline-wise, you know, how much longer? So this is like exact midway point, or do you have?
I think we're a little further than halfway, and depending on what we can do with that bathroom, we may have 2 more weeks or 4 more weeks.
Yep.
Depending on how long that piece takes.
Sure.
And then we do have one other component that we've talked about already, which is the potential of putting an accessory dwelling unit in the backyard. I'm going to start doing a little bit more research on that and seeing what is possible before we decide to pull a full survey and a site plan to see if the city will accept it. But the city is really pushing for these accessory dwelling units. They want to create a little bit more density, so the approvals are going pretty easy. It would add a lot of value, but it would extend the time in this whole house by probably 6 months. So we have to decide if we want to move through that. Maybe potentially we would rent the unit and then start construction on the back. So a couple decisions that we need to make over the next few weeks, whether or not we want to pursue that angle.
Perfect. Okay, well, we're going to keep working. We're going to finish this up, at least this part of the structure, and we'll bring you back for, the end so you can walk through and see what all happened. So we're excited about this one. All right, as always, you can watch the before video and the links below, and of course, all of our other videos. And if you have questions about real estate, we are always here to chat real estate. We'll see you next time.
Bye. Thank you.